What if plants are more alive than we think? They can hear us, see us, smell us, talk to us, feel pain, and even have memories. Well, maybe not quite like we do, but definitely more than you'd expect. And at the end, I'll reveal one very good reason why they've been hiding this from us. Okay, so let me start by saying that plants are not green statues. Sure, if you stumble upon one in the forest, it might not seem like much is going on, but if you spend enough time with them, you'll notice something strange, like this Venus flytrap that seems to anticipate when its food is about to enter, or this sensitive area that responded to being touched by closing its leaves around the object, and this sunflower that tracked the path of the sun across the sky throughout the day. Clearly, these plants are doing something. But what? Well, in 1969, scientists discovered that plants can hear. That's right, they can pick up sounds as quiet as a whisper from as far as 100 meters away. But why would a plant need to hear anything? Well, just like us, a plant's survival depends on being able to sense danger. And while we might jump at a loud noise, plants will often grow away from it. A 2021 study found that when exposed to either a single sharp sound or a predator's footsteps, beans, corn, and tomato plants all grew less in the direction of the sound. So basically, plants can hear and they use that hearing to keep them safe. But can plants also see? Well, believe it or not, some of them can. For example, in 2021, scientists made headlines by teaching a type of algae to sense light using a sensor we built. It's not exactly cute, but in the world of algae, that's hot. Okay, so plants can hear and they can see. How about smell? Well, in 2023, researchers found that plants release different chemicals depending on what's going on around them, and they can even tell the difference between the smells of their own species and other types of plants. These findings were surprising because plants don't have noses in the traditional sense. Instead, they have these tiny holes called stomata, which are usually used for exchanging gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, but it seems they can also be used for smelling. Interestingly, plants seem to communicate using these smells too. In 2022, scientists found that when attacked by a beetle, one type of plant releases a chemical that warns nearby plants of the same species to ramp up their defenses. And the more closely related the plants are, the more likely they are to respond to each other's smells. Imagine having your neighbor's Ring doorbell camera system alert all the other houses on the block to lock their doors. That's some serious plant solidarity. So plants can hear, see, and smell. But what about electrical signals and memory? Well, in 2023, researchers found that when exposed to a mild electric shock, Mimosa pudica plants, aka the sensitive area, remember that for at least 4 days. They also found that after a shock, the plant's neurons become more active over time. This suggests that plants not only have electrical signals, but they can store memories too. Now, I know what you're thinking. All these fancy abilities must belong to highly evolved plants, like sunflowers and Venus flytraps. Right? Wrong. Even the humble potato can do some pretty impressive stuff. When placed near a water source, potatoes can send out these thread-like structures called rhizoids to seek it out. And once they find it, they'll happily grow into the direction of it. Now that's some serious plant smarts. So if plants are so smart, can they also feel pain or emotions? Well, there's no consensus on this yet. Some researchers argue that since plants don't have a central nervous system, they can't feel emotions the way we do. Others say that they can experience something akin to pain when they're cut or damaged. Personally, I think it's more complicated than that. Maybe plants feel things differently than we do. Or maybe they don't feel anything at all. Until we can ask them directly, we won't really know. But here's the thing. Whether or not they feel emotions doesn't change the fact that plants are incredibly complex living things that deserve our respect and care. So the next time you see a plant, take a moment to appreciate the amazing things it can do. You never know, it might just surprise you. So why have they been hiding this from us? Well, maybe they haven't. Maybe we're the ones who have been ignoring all the signs. For a long time, we've tended to think of plants as simple, mindless automatons, just because they don't seem to respond to us the way we do. But that doesn't mean they're not alive or aware. It just means that they're different from us. And maybe it's time we stopped trying to fit them into our own narrow view of the world and started appreciating them for what they are, truly remarkable living beings. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you might also enjoy another one, where we explore whether animals can see us.